There you are, Aaron. It took me forever to find out your new phone number. I went through so much trouble in order to find you a decent woman to marry. I even went as far as planning an extravagant wedding for you. And then you run off and marry some random floozy. And to top it all off, you moved and changed your phone number without telling me? How could you treat me this way? I suppose you aren't entirely to blame. You never were one to stand up for yourself. I have no doubt that awful woman who you married is the one putting you up to all of this. But not to worry, Aaron. It'll be fine soon. I found your new address. I'll be over there soon, and with me there to back you up, I'm sure together we can sort that harpy out. I'm just about to get in my car, so I should be there in no time. It's clear that woman wasn't given a proper upbringing, so I'll have to fix her mother's mistakes. I'll have her whipped into shape before the month's end, Aaron. Mark my words.
Mom? What the hell is going on here?
Ah, I see you finally noticed my message. I was wondering, when would you reply? It had been almost 2 hours. I was starting to worry that woman had taken your phone from you, but since you seem to be fine, I suppose you were simply too overwhelmed with joy at the thought of your mother coming to rescue you from your misery that you were at a loss for words.
I was in a meeting, at my job. I didn't have time to check my phone until now, and I just saw your messages. And in any case I wasn't clear before, you were the last person I wanted to hear from. I told you, Mom, I'm cutting you out of my life. Got it? Now go back home.
Oh, my dear sweet Aaron, it's absolutely terrifying the grip that awful woman has on you. Ugh, I get shivers whenever I hear her name. Charity. Bleh. But as I said before, Aaron, you don't need to be afraid of her anymore. I've managed to track down your new address. There's nothing she can do to keep me from you now. I'll get right to work on fixing her up as soon as I get to your house. So don't you worry about a thing. You just focus on your work and leave all the dirty work to your dear mother.
Mom, I've told you this more times than I can remember. But Charity is my wife. She's wonderful to me. I love her, and you don't need to fix anything about her. Go home. You are not welcome at our house, and you never will be. So do not come. Do I make myself clear?
I've just turned onto your street, Aaron, to be there shortly.
Oh, for the love of God! Charity? It's me. Listen, this is very important. I need you to lock all the doors and windows and do not open them for anyone, okay? I mean it. Charity? Do not open them for anyone except me. No matter what they say, keep the doors locked. Pretend you aren't home.
Aaron, what's going on? You're scaring me.
It's my mom. I don't know how, but she managed to find our new address.
What?
She just messaged me a minute ago saying that she was on our street, so she'll probably be there soon. Do you hear anything outside?
Well, actually, I just got to my client's office a little while ago. I have a meeting with them in a little bit, so yeah. I'm not at home right now and won't be for a while.
Really? Oh yeah, you did mention that earlier.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm not home at the moment, so you don't need to worry about me letting her in. When she sees that no one's there, she's gonna turn around and go back home, right?
Just in case, I think we'd better book a room at a hotel for tonight. Do you have your valuables on you?
Yeah, I carry around whatever is carryable. Just like you said. Anything that's too big to fit in my bag, I left at my parents' house.
Okay. Sounds like we're in the clear for now. Anyway, thanks. I guess the next order of business is to find a new apartment as soon as possible. Man, it's time like this that make me really happy that we're both fortunate enough to get jobs that let us work from home.
Yeah, for real. If we were working at a regular company, it would be a lot harder for us to up and move to a different place in an emergency. Imagine if you had to keep living there even after your mom found us.
Ugh, I don't even want to think about that. And Charity, I'm really sorry that my mom is causing so much trouble for us.
Aaron, I keep telling you, you don't need to apologize for anything. I knew exactly what I was getting into when I married you, and I said yes, didn't I?
Yeah, you sure did. Thanks, Charity. Okay, well, I'm gonna get us a hotel room. I'll message you again once I make the reservation.
Okay, no rush. Gonna go talk to my client now. Bye. What is it with this city? Every single street looks exactly the same. I feel like I've been going in circles for the last half an hour. Whatever made you think it would be a good idea to move to this god-forsaken place? But not to worry, I finally found your place, Aaron. Isn't this exciting? We're about to embark on a new journey as a family. Just the two of us, and that awful wife of yours who we'll be reforming. We'll give her all the tough love she needs to straighten her out. And if she resists, then you'll divorce her immediately. Ah, and you don't need to worry about being lonely when she's gone. I've already got the perfect woman lined up for you to marry. She's just like your dear old mother. Aaron, what is the meaning of all this? You never told me Charity was pregnant. And she looks like she could give birth any second now. That awful little brat tried to stop me from coming in the house, so I gave her a bit of a smack, out of love, of course. Spare the rod and spoil the child. She's going to have to get used to a new way of life, and it's better she does than sooner than later. But in any case, your apartment really is something else. Aaron, it's gorgeous. I feel like I could fit my whole house inside the living room. There should be more than enough space for me to put my things. So tell me, Aaron, what about time were you planning on being home tonight? I'm having Charity make me a bite to eat for lunch right now, since I thought it would be a good plan to start her cooking training right away. So if you have any requests for dinner, let me know and I'll have her start working on it just as she finishes making my lunch. Anything you want, dear, just name it.
Mom? Hold on. Back up 1 second. You're already at our apartment? Exactly when did you get there?
A few moments ago, dear. I told you I would find you, didn't I? Seriously, though, imagine my shock when I found out that I would become a grandmother in less than a month. Granted, I do have my share of issues with the child maternal lineage, but not to worry, I'm an expert in discipline, so I'll have any of his mother's traits wiped out of him by the time he enters elementary school.
Wait, child?
Yes, my grandchild. And since I'll be living with the two of you, I'll always be there to ensure that awful wife of yours doesn't have too much of a negative influence.
Mom? Charity isn't pregnant.
What are you talking about?
Also, Charity isn't at home either. She's with me right now.
That's impossible. She's in the kitchen right now.
When I found out you were coming, I booked us a room at a hotel for the night to keep from having to deal with you. We're both at the station right now. She just got off her train, and we're about to head to the hotel.
How many times do I have to tell you she's right here? She's making my lunch as we speak. She can't be with you.
I have no idea what's going on right now, but... Mom, please don't tell me that you just barged into the apartment and started acting like you own the place.
What's wrong with that? It's your apartment. So since I'm your mother, I do own the place in a way. A fact which that awful woman seemed not to understand. Where did she get off threatening to call the police on me? It seems as though I have my work cut out for me straightening her up. It's dreadful that she doesn't even give me the proper respect to the mother of the man who's financing her selfish, greedy lifestyle.
I'm not financing anything, Mom. We both work. And that's completely besides the point. Mom, I need you to pay attention to what I'm about to say.
What is it, dear?
The apartment you're in right now is not ours. You stormed into the wrong apartment.
Nonsense.
Listen, Mom, Charity is with me. She's standing right beside me. And she's not 9 months pregnant. She's not even 1 month pregnant. She's not pregnant at all. And our apartment is not that big. It's a studio apartment. There's barely enough room for us, much less you and all of your stuff.
You're not making any sense.
Let me ask you something. What makes you think the address you're at right now is our address? How did you find it?
Oh well, a friend of mine who lives near you said they saw you moving your bags into this apartment, so they told me the address.
That's odd. When did this happen, exactly?
Well, I suppose it's been out 6 months or so. So I started planning out my re-education plan for your awful wife and saving up money for the move. And once everything was settled, I headed over there right away.
Oh, okay. I think I get what happened now.
What is it? What happened?
The place you're at right now is about 10 minutes away from a big shopping mall down the road from an elementary school, right?
Yes, why?
You said it was 6 months ago, so that would put it roughly 3 months after I formally cut you out of my life. That apartment belonged to a friend of mine from college. He and his wife were living there. They were kind enough to let us stay there for 2 weeks while we got an apartment sorted out.
2 weeks?
Yeah. The residents of the apartment we were moving into still had 2 weeks left on their lease, so we just had to wait until they were all moved out. So, yeah, it wasn't a permanent living arrangement. We were only there for a short time.
So, the woman in the kitchen right now isn't your wife, it's your friend's wife? Oh my goodness gracious! Do be a dear and call them to explain the situation. I'm sure they'll understand it's coming from you.
I'm not finished. My friends moved out of that apartment months ago.
What? Oh no, Aaron, this is terrible. The woman here, she called her husband and he just came home. He started yelling at me and I was so terrified that I ran and locked myself in their bathroom. What should I do now? Help me.
So, as I was saying, the people living in the apartment that you just barged into, they're not us. They're not my friends. They're not my friends' friends. I have no idea who they are.
That can't be.
To summarize, you just barged into someone's apartment, assaulted a 9 months pregnant woman, and are now locked in their bathroom and refusing to leave. In the business, that's what they call trespassing.
That wasn't my intention at all.
Well, intentional or not, once the police get there, I think you're looking at a mandatory ride to the station.
Police?
My wife? As in my real wife, and not the woman who you just assaulted because you thought she was my wife? Just got off the phone with the local police department and explained the situation.
Oh no! Oh no! What should I do now?
What choice do you have? Explain yourself and apologize, and maybe they won't press charges.
Apologize? Why should I have to do that?
Well, in this case, I would say the most pertinent reason is because you slapped a pregnant woman and forced her to make you lunch for the trouble?
But it was an honest mistake.
I don't believe this. Are you for real? You've met Charity so many times, yet you still managed to forget what she looked like and confuse her with some random stranger?
Well...
And I mean, it's not like you forgot her name. At any point in your escapades today, did you think even just once to address her by name? That would have saved you a lot of trouble, I think.
But that's... It was obviously her. She had the key to your apartment and everything. Well, the apartment I thought was yours. So when I saw her open the door and go in, I knew it had to be her.
Oh, and one other thing. Even after I got married and told you, repeatedly, that I don't need or want you to find a wife for me, you went ahead with your plans anyway. didn't you? What kind of inconsiderate, unthinking, oblivious moron are you? My God in heaven, when your husband divorces you and your only son disowns you, I'd say most people would stop and think, gee, maybe I'm the problem here. But not you.
Aaron?
Whatever. I'm done with you. Enjoy prison, you psychopath.
Aaron, I can't believe you. You're my son. I'm your mother. You have to help me. Hurry up and do something. You can't speak to me that way. Aaron, pick up this instant.
My mom was taken into custody by the local police, and after consulting with the poor people she barged in on, she was charged with trespassing, assault and battery, and a few other crimes. She evaded prison time due to her age, but now she had to deal with the inconveniences of having a criminal record. While she was busy dealing with the fallout of her trial and conviction, I talked with Charity's parents. And as of today, I have officially changed my name and no longer have any connections, legal or otherwise, to my mother. It hit her pretty hard when she heard the news through the grapevine. Fortunately, she had never visited my in-laws' house and has no way of finding out where they live. So I don't think we'll be hearing from her ever again. But, just in case, I went ahead and got a legal restraining order against her. As for what she's doing now, my aunt told me that she had holed herself up in her house for days after she got back from the police station. She got fired from her job, and now she has to deal with finding new work with a criminal record to her name in order to pay off the damages she owes to that couple. Oh, and speaking of them, they called the other day and said she had given birth to a healthy baby boy. I'm really happy for them. I have a feeling that child will grow up in a much better environment than I did.
Hey sis, how's it going? Grandpa's funeral's over now, right? It was yesterday, right?
Are you seriously asking me this? Why didn't you come, Daisy? Mom and the others were all waiting for you.
'Cause funerals are a drag. Be real. Who'd want to waste her precious time and money to stand around looking all miserable and depressed for someone who's not even around to appreciate it anymore? Not only that, but I would have had to go all the way back to Grandma and Grandpa's house in the middle of nowhere. Besides, I didn't even like Grandpa.
Excuse me? So that's why you missed his funeral? It's not about whether you liked him or not. He thought a lot of you. He looked out for you ever since you were little. He was family, and you should have been there to pay your respects.
That's funny. I don't remember him looking out for me even once. All I remember is him constantly barking orders at me. You need to study more. You should be studying. Study, study, study. He was always scolding me for having bad manners too. Like, who actually does that in this day and age? Plus, his curfews were always so early. He was always flipping out at me because I couldn't live up to his impossible standards. Wanna know the truth? I hated him.
You know why he did those things? Because your manners are foul. Jesus, Daisy, all he did was ask you to say please and thank you. He had a point with the studying, too. You never do anything. I've never met anyone so lazy in my life. Besides, he only flipped out at you because you ignored his curfews. You knew you were supposed to go home at 5 p.m., yet sometimes you'd stay out till as late as 9. At 10 years old?
That's normal at that age. It's not like he was my dad. What the hell did it have to do with him? Maybe you two got along because you're as much of a stubborn blockhead as he was.
It has nothing to do with being stubborn. I just agreed with him. He may have been strict at times, but he only did it because he loved us and wanted us to succeed in life. He said he felt like he could take me anywhere because I was so mature. And I don't say that trying to brag. I genuinely think it was down to the discipline he instilled in me. If it wasn't for him, I would have never learned what a joy it can be to study and learn new things.
This is nauseating. Could you be any more stuck up? Hanging out is way more fun than studying!
Maybe your complete unwillingness to study and your compulsive need to be out with your friends drinking and doing God knows what else at every possible moment had something to do with your horrendous attendance record in middle school and you dropping out of high school. Then you ended up meeting that good-for-nothing guy and moving away to California. To top it all off, you actually have the nerve to call mom and dad several times a year to pester them for money. I hate to say this, Daisy, but you're a failure and a disappointment.
Life is all about having fun! Anyway, please quit your harping on now, 'cause you're boring, okay? Let's get down to business. What about the will? So, how much inheritance did Grandpa leave behind?
Wow. Let me get this straight. Despite the fact you didn't even help out preparing the funeral, let alone actually show up to it, you actually have the nerve to go after his inheritance? This is a new low, even for you.
What's the problem? Money is way more important than some perpetually grumpy old dude who's already kicked the bucket. Well, how much did he leave behind? You guys must have calculated it by now, right?
Ugh. Including his property, assets, and cash money? About 1.5 million.
1.5 million? OMG! Like, OMG! I'm gonna be rich! I didn't know Grandpa had so much money. Wow. Well, maybe he wasn't so bad after all.
There isn't a combination of words in the English language that could describe how despicable you are. You honestly make me sick.
1.5 million. What should I do with my 1.5 million? Ooh, should me and my boyfriend splash out on a big mansion and live like A-list celebrities like we've always dreamed of being? Or maybe we should go on a trip around the world.
You have the mind of an elementary school kid. You don't actually think you have any hope of getting the entire inheritance, do you?
Well, sure, maybe not. But a girl can dream. What's the harm in that, Miss Buzzkill?
As long as you're aware it's just that, a dream, you can do whatever you like.
But even still, if there's 1.5 million in total, things are looking good. Thanks, sis. I'm done with you now. That's all I wanted to ask.
Why? What good is knowing how much inheritance there is to you?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know? That's classified information, and I ain't telling you anything, sucker. I'll be in touch. Make sure you take care of the money for me, won't you? Toodles!
Take good care of it for you? What do you mean? Daisy, are you there? Damn it, you better not be planning anything stupid.
Hey, sis. Thanks for looking after the money. I'll be needing it soon, so can you bank transfer it to me tomorrow?
Huh? The money? What do you mean? I don't have any money for you.
Oh, stop joking around. I mean Grandpa's inheritance, you doofus. I want my share. Send me it.
Excuse me? Your share?
Duh, yes, my share. Surely you finished splitting it between everyone now. At least 750K of it must be mine, right? Well, guess what? Me and my boyfriend had a mansion built with my share. It's so luxurious, you wouldn't believe.
You did what? You had a mansion built? A $750,000 mansion?
Yep, me and my boyfriend are going to be living together there. It's gonna be our little love nest. Or should I say big love nest? Oh, seriously, sis. You should see it. It's freaking huge! So, hurry up and open your banking app, Slowpoke!
You never cease to amaze me. I don't even know what to say. I am astonished beyond words.
Oh, I don't care what you have to say. It's not why I'm messaging you. I just need my money. Message me when it's sent, okay?
Listen, Daisy, about Grandpa's inheritance? Neither of us have inheritance rights.
What? Inheritance rights? What are those?
It means we don't get any of it. Grandma's still alive and well. And then there's Dad and all of his brothers who are all fit and healthy too.
What? I don't get any money? Why not? Why does Grandma and Dad still being healthy have to do with anything? Why don't I get any money?
What do you mean, why? How don't you understand? As a general rule, grandchildren don't get inheritance. There's an order of priority. Naturally, Grandma gets the lion's share because she was his wife. After Grandma, Dad, and all of our uncles, Grandpa's sons, are next in order of priority. Then there's his brothers and sisters, who are still very much alive and kicking. The only time we, being his grandchildren, would be in line to get anything would be if, God forbid, anything happened to Dad. In which case, we'd probably be eligible for something through succession law. Basically, since Dad and the others are all alive and well, we're not even eligible to inherit through succession, let alone normally. Even if for argument's sake we did end up getting something, it certainly wouldn't be the $750,000 you seem convinced is already yours. Do you understand now?
Huh? I don't know if I follow. I thought inheritance got split between the entire family.
You thought wrong. If that were the case, there would be so many inheritors that each individual would barely end up getting anything.
Oh, I see. Well, I don't agree! That's not fair! Why should Dad get money if we don't? Besides, inheritance should go to the grandchildren first. I need it more than anyone! Me not getting anything is just criminal!
Criminal? What planet are you on? It's precisely because of inheritance law that you're not getting anything. It says, I request that my assets be distributed according to law in his will. You can read it if you don't believe me. There's no law that says inheritance should go to the grandchildren.
Nuh-uh! No! Law or not, I simply don't agree! I want my $750K! Where's my money? Not fair!
Oh, come on, Daisy. Stop throwing a tantrum. You're not 6 anymore. You're such a moron. I'm actually embarrassed to call you my sister. Give it a rest already. Not only is it the law, but it's written in the will itself. You can kick, scream, and bawl your eyes out as much as you like, but you are not getting a single cent. Are you still incapable of understanding despite having it explained to you like you're a child? Don't make me repeat myself.
But, how am I meant to pay for my mansion now? I have to pay by the end of this month.
Not my problem. You're the one who had it built, not me.
Oh, how could you do this to me? If you don't give me the money, I'm gonna be in a world of trouble! You have, no idea! Why should Dad be the only one who gets any money? Why don't you seem to care that you're not getting anything? We are his grandkids, yet Dad gets all the money? Aren't you annoyed? Doesn't this make your life difficult too?
Not in the slightest. It was never my money to inherit in the first place. It makes no difference to me who gets it. My life will continue as it has until now, completely unchanged.
That's not fair! Why should I be the only one who suffers? If I don't get that money, I'm not going to be able to live in my new mansion! My life is over!
You were gonna live there with your boyfriend, right? Why not just work together and come up with the money somehow?
How the hell am I going to do that? No, impossible! I told him I'd buy him a 750K mansion! Not only that, but I said it in front of everyone too! I can hardly tell him to pay for it now, can I?
In front of everyone? What do you mean?
My boyfriend works as a male stripper. Obviously, I'm the only girl with the key to his heart. But still, I don't like some of the stories he tells me about how girls are with him. And I see the way they look at him when I go in to check up on him sometimes. I know he'd never do anything, but I wanted to show him how much better than I was than those girls by buying him a mansion. So I knew for sure he'd never leave me.
Oh my.
Aha! I've got it! You can get the money off Grandma for me.
What?
She got most of Grandpa's money, right? Dad would never give me anything because he's super strict and grumpy just like Grandpa was. But I think if you really try hard to convince her, Grandma might just give it to us. Maybe you could try crying?
Wow. Are you seriously asking me to pester our grieving grandma for her dead husband's money? Congratulations, Daisy! Just when I thought it was impossible, you've exceeded all expectations yet again. You are officially the biggest scumbag of all time.
Shut up! Don't talk to me like that! Besides, it's not pestering. I'm just thinking logically here. What's the point in Grandma having all that money? When she's probably gonna die soon anyway. I could put it to much better use.
Are you even a human being? It's like there's a big dollar sign where your heart's supposed to be.
'Cause money is important. If I can just get the money for the mansion, all my problems will be solved, and I can finally be happy. If you won't do it for me, I'm gonna have to go to Grandma's house myself.
Good luck. She doesn't live there anymore.
Huh?
She sold up and moved away after the funeral. She might be in good health for her age, but she is still old. And it would be too stressful for her to look after such a big house all on her own. She went back to live with Mom in her hometown in Idaho.
Idaho? Why the hell would she move so far away? How am I supposed to get my money? I'll never see it now.
Hurrah! You finally understand! That's right, you'll never see the money, so you may as well just give up.
You're all working against me. I know it. I bet you all planned this together, didn't you? My life will be over if I don't get that money. Just give it to me. This is ridiculous.
The only thing that's ridiculous here is you. You don't show up at your own grandpa's funeral. You have a freaking mansion built with inheritance money that's not even yours. Then you talk about pestering your grieving grandma for her dead husband's money? No matter how you look at it, the only one being ridiculous here is you. Even if you do end up in trouble as a result of all this, you only have yourself to blame. Just give up already.
I can't. What am I supposed to tell my boyfriend about the mansion? It's nearly finished. I need that money. Please, give me it. I'm begging you.
You got yourself into this mess. Now you can get yourself out of it. Goodbye, you big baby. After that, Daisy started panicking and our entire family got spammed with phone calls one by one. We'd all been sick with her behavior for a while, but this was the straw that broke the camel's back. Needless to say, she didn't get a cent out of anyone. She never even got to set foot into the new mansion she'd had built. No sooner had she bought it, she was forced to sell the mansion and the land it was built on. Now, she's up to her ears in debt, and if I'm honest, I can't see her ever paying it all off. To add insult to injury, her stripper boyfriend broke up with her the moment he found out what happened. I hear she's juggling 3 different part-time jobs these days, getting by on 2 hours of sleep a night, desperately trying to keep up with the debt repayments. She's a shameless moron of such epic proportions that it's embarrassing to think she's my sister. I was worried her being in so much debt might have ramifications for me and the rest of our family. So just to be safe, I made sure to warn them all not to lend her money under any circumstances. I meant what I said. She got herself into this mess, and she needs to get herself out of it. The rest of us are so done with her shenanigans.